Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and today we are doing an eyeshadow palette wish list video. If you are new to my channel or haven't watched in a while, I am on a low buy, just trying to save some coin for my wedding that is now in less than 1 month. And I had a request in one of my comments to talk about what are the eyeshadow palettes I don't have but I would like currently, just as a way to discuss them, maybe show you some things you haven't seen from I think all indie brands, and maybe give you an opportunity to talk me out of some of these if you have them and you know that you don't think they're maybe what they're cracked up to be, so to speak. So if that sounds good to you, keep on watching. Before we get too far into the video, I would love it if you would consider subscribing. I upload videos twice a week. It is totally free to subscribe, and I would love to have you back on the channel for all things makeup. Feel free to comment down below if you have some palettes on your own wish list. And by the way, before we get into the video as well, I'm gonna have a giveaway coming up. I haven't done one in a while, and I did place an order from Laura Lee Los Angeles recently, and they messed up the order. So they're letting me keep the palette that was accidentally sent to me. I already have the palette, it's a double. So I'm gonna put together that and some other things in a little bundle. So stay tuned and make sure you're subscribed for a giveaway soon. I'm gonna scooch over so I can insert here all of the palettes and pictures so you can see them as I'm talking about them. And there are 7 that are on my wish list that I'm just really chomping at the bit for right now. The first one is from a brand I've never used before. I've never actually tried before. And this is the It's Belle Under the Full Moon palette. I know Who Am I, a palette with all these blues, but the fact that they're like kind of tealy green blue I think is what draws me in. And I've seen on Instagram just some really pretty looks with this one that I'm like, ooh, I really like the murky kind of green mid-tone matte. And the shimmers just look really good. I've heard good things, but I've never tried this brand, so it's always a little like, should I when it's a new brand, because you don't know for sure how the formula is going to be. So I think that's my hang up on this one, but I do really like it, and maybe this is going to be the first one I try from this brand. I'm not sure, haven't decided, but for a lot of these, because they're not like limited edition, I feel like I can wait and think about it. Or for some of these, I know for sure I want them, just kind of waiting for a sale. That is the case with this next palette. So this next palette is the, oh my gosh, what does this say? Lands of Enchantment. Sorry, it was hard to read. This is from Ensley Rain Cosmetics. Now listen, I know I love the Ensley Rain Cosmetics palette. I have 2 of their palettes. This one is simply just the price point. It's really expensive. I know I need this one in my collection in my heart of hearts. It looks so great. I know I would love it. It's just expensive. And they did do a sale recently, but the sale basically was enough to make it as if it were free shipping and not get money off the palette itself, if that makes sense. So like, yeah, it was a sale, but to me it wasn't enough of a sale to pick it up. I think they do bigger sales around holiday time, so maybe I'll have to wait all the way till November. I say that, but like, it's not like I don't have plenty of makeup to keep me going in the meantime. Like, let's be real, I could not buy makeup for an entire year and still have so much, I think, in most categories. There's a few I'd probably have to repurchase, like brows that I don't hoard. But my original point, I'll just wait until it's either more on sale, I have more disposable income after the wedding, or with some of these, if I really want them, and I do hear that they will be becoming discontinued, then I might pick them up, even if it's at full price, just because some of these I really do want. Unless you guys, like I said, you know something that I don't about the formula. Especially for the couple brands in here I've never tried before. Third palette I'm really interested in is from Fantasy Cosmetica. Now I know I like this brand. This is just like a weird color story, and I had to mull it over for a while. I almost got this one my last purchase when they had a sale, but I ended up getting the Rogue palette instead, which I love, and I'm so happy I got that one. This one I feel like is definitely not wearable. I mean, maybe the one, what is it, Patron, maybe that shimmer with some of the mattes could be like daytime wearable, but They seem very like dark mattes and shimmers, but there's some neons popped in there too. So I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I can get the vibes of neon and dark with the Surge palette, but the shimmers are amazing as well as the theming from Fantasy Cosmetica. So I think that's like what I feel like I'm missing out on here personally. And I know they do singles, so I could just do like the shimmer singles and not do the mattes if that's what the case was that I feel like I'm missing. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit of a collectionist with this brand. I've got 3 of their palettes, the Bard, the Druid, and the Rogue, and I just really like them all and kind of want to complete my collection. But again, I'm gonna wait till they have another sale if I pick that one up, I think. The next palette is a biggie. This is from Bella Beauté Bar, and it is the Pastel palette, the huge one that they came out with. I've seen really good things about this. I'm not gonna lie, I want the really big smoky lamp too, but I think between the 2 of them, this one I would probably pick up first. I have quite a few good cool tone palettes, but I feel like a lot of the pastel palettes I have are not that great in quality, honestly. Like, I have the Glam Light Ice Cream, but I'm not in love with that. I have the Laura Lee Los Angeles Candy Skies. Like, neither of those to me are impeccable quality. Probably the Nomad Tokyo Harajuku palette is probably my best one, and that's discontinued. Not that that means I can't use it, of course, but I've also just heard really great things about the shimmers in this palette. I have one palette, the Strange and Unusual palette from this brand, and I think my experience with that palette is what's making me hold off. Not that that's bad. I did like that palette, but I just have not reached for it like ever again. I don't think since I used it for the first time. So I'm like, okay, so is it just that palette? Is this brand that like, I can't even tell you why I'm not reaching for it. It's just not been something I've gravitated to. So it's making me like, do I really need another palette from this brand when I'm not even using the one I have? I don't know. So that's why it's on the wish list, but I'm just kind of like mulling this one over, not 100% sure. Next up is this palette that is a collaboration with Batty Bean and Shroud Cosmetics. I have the first iteration, the It's Freaking Bats palette. Love that one. It's really, really nice, and I'm sure the quality would be the same on this one, the Hollow Bean. I still don't have it and would like it, but if you're not aware, they've kind of just like ghosted everyone, it seems like, and I've heard of some people like not getting their orders and not hearing back from the brand, and like something's going on but nobody really knows what. So I'm definitely not going to be ordering from a brand when people are saying they have outstanding orders from last Black Friday that still haven't been delivered. By the way, like 2 or 3 days ago, just now finally, I got my Colored Rain order. I'm going to leave my recent Get Ready With Me if you're interested in it, where I talked about some like shady experiences I had with some brands recently, and one of them was Colored Rain. I finally got my palette that I ordered last September. I don't need a repeat of that at all. It was a totally unpleasant experience, did not have good customer service experience at all. And I don't want a repeat of that. So that's why I'm not ordering anything from Shroud Cosmetics right now until I hear that this situation maybe has been like resolved or addressed or something's going on. But I would love to have that palette and support a creator that I really enjoy. Okay, a couple more. The next one is also another brand I've never tried. This is the, I think it's called Blooming Basket or Fruit Basket, something like that, from DD Signature. And this one, at first I was just like, oh, it's like a bright rainbow palette, and kind of discredited it. But then I saw Angelica Nickfist do a video with it. She gets me, you guys. She knows exactly what to do with those colors, so that I go, oh, you can do that with this palette. And then I looked at it and went, okay, so it's like not exactly a rainbow palette. Like, it's got a deep purple and like a pretty vibrant red and a primary blue in it, but it's got these pastel shades, and it's got like this middle row of really nice looking shimmers, and it's sold out several times. And I don't know if that's because it's like so popular or if it's just like a smaller indie brand that doesn't have a lot of inventory. So let me know if you know what the tea is on that, but I'm interested. And I want to try it. But again, it's kind of similar, I guess, to the It's Belle, where I'm like, I've never tried this brand, so like I've heard things, but I don't really know, so I'm not feeling super confident yet about that purchase. Right now, I believe it's actually sold out anyways, so that kind of helps me to not spend because I literally can't get it right now. It is the one that got away for the time being, but I do believe they're bringing it back, so we'll see when it comes back in stock how I'm feeling and what my situation is. All right, and last but not least, Adept Cosmetics. There are several palettes actually that I want from Adept Cosmetics that I don't have, but I also have a lot from them and I've loved every single one. There's not a single one I can think of in my mind. Kodan I don't really use. That's probably the only one that, because the color story is just like, I could have done without, but all the other ones, amazing that I have. And the Sumerian Sunrise is the one that I am looking at. They just did like a 20 or 25% off sale, and I ended up not getting this one because I did have on my wish list the Element 151 palette, and that one I picked up in the last sale. It just got to me. I haven't played with it yet. It's an older palette. Let me know if you want a video on it. I don't know if you guys are interested at all. I know it's not, you know, a new release. Cyborg Choir is their newest one, which that one looks good too, but it wasn't like up there on the wish list. Just kind of like the, is it Flying Fiddles? Is that the one? It's like more neutral looking. Like I wouldn't be mad to have it, but it's not like the highest one I wanted. So I got the Element 151, and this is my next one on the list. To me, this is, I think, looking a little bit more like a fall color story. So I felt like the Element 151 made more sense for right now, that I would use it in the immediate future. But this one, not only does it look gorgeous, the shifts and everything, the row of matte selections is really pretty, but I love Star Trek. I love Star Trek so much. And I have their other Star Trek related product. This is the Adept Cosmetics Ketracel White. I'm wearing it today as my like kind of blushy highlighter moment, is this Vorta cream highlighter, I guess. Blushy highlighter shade. Love it so much. And yeah, I just want it because it's Star Trek themed, and I really love To My Core Star Trek, and I love this brand, their quality. So it's like all of the things I like wrapped in one. So that one is one that I don't feel like maybe I'll get. That's one where I'm like, oh, I will own that at some point. It's just a matter of when. So yeah, guys, those are all 7 eyeshadow palettes I am interested in right now that are on my wish list. Let me know if you've tried any of them. What's on your wish list right now? Hope to see you again on the next one. Bye!